Hi, folks. I'm Dr. Joseph Reed. I want to talk with you here about a real important transition in your life. You've just become the boss. You've been promoted to a leadership position. It's probably pretty exciting. It may also be a bit daunting. What have you gotten yourself into? What do you need to do to get off on the right foot? Your first few months as the new leader will set the tone for everything else that follows. The patterns that you establish during your first 100 days are going to go a long way in determining how your direct reports see you and how effective you are with them as a leader in the long run. To successfully make the transition, you need to accomplish several things with your team over those first 100 days. Number one, establish your credibility as a manager. Number two, establish clear mutual expectations. Set up a pattern of open, honest communication. And finally, deal with the relationship issues because there will be relationship issues. One of the most important actions that you can take is to set up a face-to-face, one-on-one meeting with each of your team members. Be proactive about it. Set it up as soon as you can. It's going to help to signal the transition itself, and it's going to help to establish your authority and your credibility. That initial one-on-one meeting will set the tone for everything else. So think it through. Develop a plan for it. As you do, I want you to keep in mind some of the predictable pitfalls. Don't come in like an Abrams tank. Use a light touch. Recognize that you need their willing commitment. So make it a point to ask questions and get their opinions about things. Don't rush to make changes. I think there's a natural tendency to want to put your stamp on things. Don't give in to that unless the building's on fire and things really have to change quickly. Now, each meeting may differ depending on the nature of your relationship with the other person. But some of the ideas that you need to cover in that initial meeting are, what are your new responsibilities and how do you feel about them? How's your relationship with the other person possibly going to change? And if the other person's a personal friend, or just as important, someone you had a difficult relationship with in the past, how are you going to work with them to keep it professional? Within each of those meetings, get agreement about the job itself and how the two of you will work together. To do that, 4 steps. 1, review and agree on team members' responsibilities. 2, help the associate to prioritize by identifying their most important areas of responsibilities for the next performance period. 3, set goals. Now, if there are already goals in place from the previous manager, review them and decide if any changes need to be made. And finally, the 4th step, for each of the goals, get agreement about what the associate needs from you to successfully complete them. Contract with the associate about how the two of you will work together from one goal to the next. That initial one-on-one meeting is going to get you off on the right foot. It's going to set the tone for everything that follows.